Will we be cheersing before
We can.
each of them or just one?
Yeah, we'll do it between each of them. That'll be fun. Okay. I'm going to see what the audio comes in on the phone so that if I don't have to sync them together, that would be easier.
Okay.
So like what I'm going to do is, so then that'll be like my thing. And if it works, it works. If
Are
not,
we supposed to look at the camera at all, or are we
no,
just
we'll
looking
just talk
at
to
each other?
That's fine. Okay. All right. So here's our our big wine experiment. We have 3 bottles of wine that we're testing, and it's a blind taste test. You know what mine are. I know what yours are, but we don't know what we're drinking here. What we have is a 2018 Nebbiolo that was $14.
$14.99.
$14.99. We have a 2017 Barolo that was $27 or maybe $27.99. I don't know, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right.
And then we have a 2016 Barolo that was $209, and that was $209.00 because I think once you get over a certain point, they don't do the 99-cent thing, right?
I guess.
And we got these at a PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits premium selection store in Wexford, so we had to go somewhere fancy. We couldn't get it at Waynesburg. And they had 2 wine cellar coolers, like basically, 4-shelf wine coolers that you had to get somebody to come and unlock it for you. It was very fancy. It was like buying razor blades at like an inner city Rite Aid.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what other wines were in there. Because there was one that was less than the bottle that we got. And then there was,
more.
More
there
expensive.
was, I didn't even really look at it because we had a $200 like Target.
Right.
So I really wasn't interested in anything. There was a $65 bottle. There were $65 bottles in there.
Oh, was there?
There was some that were in the 500 range, and then they had something Rothschild for 800.
Yeah.
And the lady was like, "Oh, this one's $800, and it's supposed to be really good."
Right.
Like, well, I don't care how good it is. All right. So, and then the general setup. Did you get a glass of water, or do you want to? We use mine.
Sure, we can share.
Cool. So we have our big rumble. 3 glasses of wine. We don't entertain guests very often, so we only have 5 red wine glasses. So there is 1 small white wine glass.
Shameful.
But it shouldn't influence your decision because it's random. Who knows what's in there? It could be.
And should we say we're not big wine drinkers? Like
I don't know. I'd say we're both fans of wine, and we're fans of, like, when I say good wine, I mean not like super jammy dessert wine, like gimmicky wines.
Right, like drier.
Yeah, dry reds, nice whites, like, and even esoteric ones. Like whenever we would do like charcuterie pairing clinics, I always want to hit like various price points and lots of different varietals because you might not have the occasion to get like a good like dry Riesling or a Gewürztraminer or Barra d'Asti. There's a good Italian or a Spanish Asti, like a dry red that's really nice. But I mean, generally in our normal rotation, it's usually like Pinot Noir, like Cloudline, $22. Petite Syrah, which Freak Show. I'm a big fan of that one. Cabernet Sauvignon, Rioja. Whenever we get like Spanish wines, and you're pairing those with Spanish charcuterie. That's really nice. But you rarely go over like $25 in that case. So this will be interesting to see what we do. All right, so I guess we can get started.
Sure.
We both going to start with number 1.
Did you write numbers?
I did.
On
If you lift it up, I think that one might be number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
And then I have number 1 here too, and we'll cheers on this. But
yeah, you're so far away.
Yeah, we are. Here, let's go around this way. All these wires and stuff. Wait till we build out like a real podcast studio. I hope that came through on the audio because that was very pretty.
Love you, babe.
I love you too, sweetie.
They all look the same color-wise, right?
Yeah, they were very similar.
Yeah, I have no words.
I have thoughts about this one.
Okay.
If I had to guess right now, without smelling or trying the other two, I'm going to say number 1 is the 2018 Nebbiolo.
Okay.
We'll see. All right, so we got a little palate cleanser here with some, should be tasteless crackers and some lukewarm tap water.
Those are almond flour crackers.
Almond flour crackers.
I'm just going to go for the water.
I'm going to mute my mic so I can eat this crunchy cracker. Oh, I don't know if that actually worked because the mute light didn't start blinking. There it goes. And I'm back. All right, so we go on to number 2.
Yep. Cheers. My number 2 tastes spicy. At least I can tell that they're different.
Yeah.
Flavor-wise.
Do you have any thoughts about that?
Just that one, number 2 is spicier.
Spicy.
I'm not sure what that means.
I think I'm feeling pretty confident with my number 1 ID because number 2 I think was definitely quote unquote better. I mean, I enjoyed it more. It seemed a little bit more reserved.
We should have had Chaucer pour us the wine so that our numbers were the same. So we could be experiencing the same glass at the same time.
Maybe.
Oh well.
Murber.
Did you cleanse your palate?
I did not.
All right, number 3.
All right, number three. Maintain eye contact through the glasses. All right. Number 3 is really
I'm
good.
clueless.
I really like number 3.
I don't think I will be able to tell. It would completely be a guess.
See, my initial impression is that it goes 2018 Nebbiolo, 2017 Barolo, and then the expensive Barolo. This one's the most...
So you think number 3?
Yeah, it's like the smoothest and most... It's a little hotter, like it has a little bit more of an alcohol content, but it seems to have a little bit more like...
Okay, I'm going to go back through.
What?
I'm going to go back through all of them.
But I don't know. Let me restate that. I like number 3 the best. I think number 2 is the 2016 $209. Number 1, I would be shocked if this is not the Nebbiolo. Like, this tastes like a wine that has an iridescent butterfly on the label. Like this one, I mean, it's not bad, but it's a little sweeter. It's a wine with like a sexy tramp stamp, a little butterfly tramp stamp, you know? Yeah.
Which one do you like the most?
The one I like the most is, personally, number 3. Now we'll see, because like we use a small amount because we're gonna, once we know what they are, we're gonna make like dinner tomorrow to highlight and accentuate some of those flavors and actually take advantage of the expensive bottle of wine that we have.
Right.
Number 3 reminds me of like the first wine that I had that I really like got the whole pairing with food thing, and it was a 2007 Napa Ridge Pinot Noir, and it was like $7.99, and it was real like flat and watery like initially, but whenever you drank it with like a basil and garlic heavy like red sauce, it was like, whoa, like all these new flavors. It was like that, like I didn't realize how much it could transform.
Right.
And that was the first time where it was...
Was that at our apartment?
It was at our apartment. It was very... it was just profound how different it was between a glass cooking dinner and a glass with dinner. Mm-hmm. And it was like that was just because you could recreate it so easily. All you had to do is have basil, black pepper, and garlic and like a red sauce. And that wine just exploded. That seems like number 3, that it has the potential to bloom with food. Number 2, I think, is actually the expensive one, which is reassuring to me because while it's good, it has a little bit of spiciness to it and like a little more acidity. It doesn't taste vinegary, but it's pushing up against that. It just, I mean, it could be the age too, because like the most expensive one is the 2016, so it's 6 year. So yeah, I'm gonna say $14 number 1, $27 number 3, $209 number 2.
Do you want to flip it and then I'll do mine?
Sure. All right, number 1. 2017. Number 1 is the $27 one. Uh-oh. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I was right. Number 2 is the 2016. So I was right on that one. So my favorite wine is the cheapest one. Number 3 is the 2018 Nebbiolo. That is incredible. That actually, I'm kind of disappointed with the $27 bottle then. That 2014 or the $14 Nebbiolo 2018, I think is a great value. It's reserved. I mean, you get all the things. I'm not going to go, it tastes like petrichor, fresh rain on concrete and stone fruits. It's just good, and it's reserved. I keep saying reserved. What I mean is it's like, it's not, you don't drink it and be like,
Right.
All right.
I'm going to say my number 1 is the 2016.
2016? Okay.
No.
That would be the most expensive.
The 2018, the one with the butterfly on it.
Okay. Wow, good job.
I'm going to say number 2 is the most expensive. That one was very spicy for me. Mm-hmm. I was right.
Yeah, we both got that one. You nailed them.
All right, and number 3 for me is the 2017.
Wow. So we both were able to identify the $209.
So I identified because I felt like number 1, which was the 2018, the butterfly one, the cheapest one, didn't have a strong flavor. Like, it was a little bit smoother.
Right. Yeah, and I like that.
And I like that too.
Right. And I thought that the cheapest one.
So what does that mean for us then?
I don't know. Maybe we're boring.
Right.
I thought number 1 was the cheapest one because it had like a sweet, like jammy flavor. It didn't seem like, it seemed a little bit more pedestrian and whatever. Like, I'm not a huge fan of sweeter wines. So that's why I just assumed that the cheapest one would have more of that like younger jelly flavor to it, which is why I pegged it as the Nebbiolo. Which, like I said, it's refreshing that like my favorite one is the cheapest.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, so that was the $27 Barolo was the cheapest Barolo that we could get from that store.
Right.
Like all the other ones it was like 55, 65, and then 200. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm kind of disappointed that at the $27 level, I'm not a huge fan,
Right.
And we're not buying $200 bottles of wine that are just like marginally good. I mean, we identified it, but did you prefer this one? No. Right. And we both preferred the same one.
I wonder if it needs to sit out longer because it is, but it has a stronger, spicier feel for me, which I don't care for.
Right. But I don't know that that's going to moderate over time, because I did think that number 3 was hotter, like had more of an alcohol flavor to it, even though it was like flatter, like it didn't have. And
when you see number 3, what year was that one?
This is the 2018, the cheap one.
The cheaper one. Interesting.
So that's good. I'm glad that, like, it's cool that we both correctly identified the expensive one, but we didn't prefer it.
Right.
So that's nice. I'm glad we're on the same page there.
Save some money.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, it's not horrible.
No, it's not bad, but it's like, hey, given these two, which one do you want? I mean, I was thinking like, oh God, it's the one that I like, you know?
Yeah.
So that's nice. And I did notice too, swirling it around there. And it could just be because, with our water here, it's a combination of well water and rainwater, and then it's processed on site, like goes through filters and gets chlorine injected and charcoal filtered and everything. That washing the wine glasses might leave like not lime scale, but like some mineral film, because I noticed with number 1 and number 2, so that would be the 2 Barolos, the 27 and the 209. Neither one of them had legs, like whenever you swirl it around, and then the liquid, like you get some adherence, and then it runs down. And the number 3 does. Like it looks like almost like a Christmas ornament with the legs running down after you swirl it around the bowl of the glass. Yeah, can you see them?
Yeah. This is the cheapest one, and it does not have legs.
Right.
So if it has,
I did get that with. So hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Like it's like you get a wash and then you get some rundown afterwards. But they also had a little like bubble in the middle, like the drop that was being pulled down the side had. And I was thinking, like, is that a? I don't know. Like, I don't know what the indication is. Is that an indication of a cheaper wine, or what? So, but it was the only one that I noticed it on, so it seemed to set it apart. Meaning that it would either be the least expensive or the most expensive. And I pegged it in the middle because of the flavor of the cheaper Barolo. But good experiment, I think.
Yeah, I think
cool.
So.
So we got this part wrapped up, and like I said, tomorrow night we're gonna make a big, flavorful dinner to highlight some of the various notes here, and then we have a lot of wine left.
We do.
We'll cook with some. I feel like we should cook with the 2017 Barolo because it is the least favorite of the 3, and then drink the cheap one and the expensive one. So maybe have the expensive one with dinner and see if the character of it changes, and then drink the other one out of a mason jar with 2 straws, like Lady and the Tramp. Sound like fun?
So romantic, yes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Cool. Hope you enjoyed that. This audio portion will be part of this week's podcast, along with the fact that we accidentally got a goat. It was fun.
Plan. Yep.
I'm glad that we never have to buy another $200 bottle of wine.
Right.
Nice.